Chapter 2. The Man with the Forged Notes. Out in the street again, Mary was angry. She ate some ice cream, then took out the €20 note and looked at it. "A forged note," she said. "Not real. How can I use it now?" "Listen," said Andy. "Why don't we go and tell Miss O'Brien about it?" "Good thinking," replied Mary, and they started walking back to their hotel on Fleet Street. They got to the hotel at about 3:45. They found Miss O'Brien and told her about the forged note. Miss O'Brien looked at it. Then she looked at Mary's face. It was half angry, half sad. "Oh, Mary," she said, and put a hand on her shoulder. "It's €20, said Mary. "That's a lot of money to me, and now I can't buy anything with it." "That's all right," said Miss O'Brien. She found her bag and opened it. "Here," she said, giving Mary a new €20 note. "You have this. I can call the police." She put Mary's forged note on the table in front of her. "Oh, thank you, Miss O'Brien," said Mary happily. "That is kind of you." "That's all right," replied Miss O'Brien. "Now, are you coming to the cinema this evening?" "Yes," answered Mary. "I don't know," said Andy. Miss O'Brien smiled. "Well, we're meeting in the hotel restaurant at 5:00. Andy and Mary went to their room and watched television for half an hour. But Mary didn't really watch. She thought about the forged note, and the Trinity College shop, and the man with the Green Ireland football shirt. "Yes!" shouted Mary. She turned off the television. "Hey!" said Andy. "I'm watching that." "Listen," Mary told him. "The man in the Trinity College shop—" "What about him?" asked Andy. "He gave the shop assistant a €20 note. The forged €20 note," answered Mary. "You don't know that," said Andy. "Yes, I do," replied Mary. "He said, 'This is all I've got,' or something like that." Andy said nothing. "And he's a fat man with a green shirt," said Mary. "And the shirt was too small. I saw his stomach." "Yuck," said Mary and Andy at the same time. They laughed. Then Andy said, "OK. The forged note came from a man in a green shirt. But how many people are there in Dublin? You're not going to find him." "You're right," replied Mary. She looked angry again. "There are lots of people, but I'd like to find him." Andy gave her a funny look and turned the television back on. At 5:15, Mary asked, "Are you coming to the cinema, Andy?" "Come on, the film's got some very good actors in it." "Oh, all right," said Andy, and turned off the television. "Anyway, who are these very good actors?" They went down to the hotel restaurant, and Mary told Andy a little about the film. Mary stopped near the restaurant. She put her hand on Andy's arm. "Stop," she said. "Look." At the front of the hotel was a fat man in a green shirt. "That's him," said Mary quietly. "Mr. Greenshirt." Mr. Greenshirt had a big box in his hands. He gave the box to the hotel receptionist and said something. The receptionist replied. Andy and Mary tried to listen to the conversation, but they were too far away. Then Mr. Greenshirt turned and left the hotel. "Come on," said Mary. "We're going after him." "We can't," replied Andy. "We're going to the cinema." "Not now," said Mary. She took him by the hand. "Come on." "Sometimes I don't understand my sister," thought Andy, but he ran out of the hotel with her.